called emergency complement. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and clone this thing down locally. Also, I want to point out that I did just stop my server, and you can only have one server running at any particular time. I'm just going to stand up here. Okay, so let's see. I need to hop into there. Emergency complement, and let's take a look at what we're going to be building. So I'll go ahead and pull this one up here. So the idea is that it's just going to give us a random complement here, and it's going to give us a color. So if we take a look at this README here, we are going to need to do a couple of things, but ultimately we want to be able to pull a random complement in a random color and display that back to the user. Let's go ahead and do that. Is there any starter code? No, bummer. That's okay. So let's go ahead and create all that. I'm going to go ahead and blow this up a little bit. And I'm going to touch app.rb as well as bundler and knit. Ready to create that gem file. And then I'm going to open up this thing in Atom. Once we have this in Atom, we're going to need a couple of things. We need the gem Sinatra, as well as gem Sinatra -contrib. Right? This is what contains the reloader. We'll go back and bundle install. While that's running, we can make progress in app.rb with require Sinatra, as well as require Sinatra -reloader, right? That sort of thing you can always memorize because it's always going to be the same. And I always like to start with a hello world, believe it or not, just to make sure that I'm making progress and all of this is set up correctly. So I'm going to go back to localhost 4567 and press enter. See the site can't be reached. That means that I haven't started my server. And if we go back and refresh, I do see the hello, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Right? We could go in a couple of directions here. What do you want to do next? Any preferences? So we could do a view, we could handle the logic, we could deal with styling and the layout.
Logic.
Yeah, the logic. Okay, cool. So if I go ahead and press this in here, how do we get a random element from complements? Yeah, totally. Complements.sample. So let's go back and refresh. Seems to be working, right? Okay. So that looks pretty good. We knocked that one out pretty quickly. Well, cool. Let's go ahead and convert this into an ERB thing. I don't think it really matters what we call this template, so I will go ahead and just call this one an index. Does anyone remember what the folder name we need to put in here is?
Views.
Yeah, views. New folder, views. Inside of here, what do I need to call this file?
Index.view.
Excellent. You guys know this. See, it seemed crazy, but I think you know it. Cool. So inside of here, I'm going to go ahead and print complement. You might be thinking, but Jesse, where did you get this @complement from? Well, I just invented it, right? I just made that up because that's what I want to call it. But back in app.rb, we're going to go ahead and set @complements equal to one of those random ones. I want to pause for questions if you have them. Anything? Any questions? Feeling good? Is this straightforward? Yeah? All right, cool. Excellent. So if we go back and refresh, I don't see anything, which is a little bit concerning.
I think you might have @complement on your other page instead of @complements.
Okay, great. I didn't even notice that. Excellent. So if I go back and refresh, that looks great, right? So I can see that that's working. I'm feeling pretty good about it. What do you say we get some HTML, like a layout file going on in here? All right. So if I want that layout file, I'll go ahead and create this brand new layout.erb. If I just have that as a blank file, nothing will show up, right? Because this file overrides everything. Does anyone remember what that very special Ruby keyword is that says, go ahead and put in whatever template you want it anyway? Yeah, yield. So check this out. with yield inside of here, we should be back in business, right? It still loads our thing, but now we're going to surround this thing with a whole bunch of HTML stuff, right? And we're going to take this yield and we're going to pop it right inside the body. Pretty much anywhere in there is going to be fine. Title, we'll go ahead and call this Ultimate Compliment. That looks okay. And now if you refresh, wait, what? Ultitate. That's how you spell it. Cool, so that seems to be working okay. I'm feeling great about this. So now we need to link to a CSS file. I'll go ahead and type that in. This one I want to be in a folder called styles.css. There's one folder that Sinatra uses to say, hey, don't parse or don't, oh yeah, hang tight 1 sec. Sinatra says, hey, don't do anything with these files, just serve them as they are. As Liza told us, that is called a public folder. We'll do the new folder public, press enter. Inside of there, since I'm linking to something in a CSS folder, we're going to go ahead and do new folder CSS. Inside of that folder, we'll go ahead and create a new file, styles.css. And we'll just do something kind of generic here to make sure it's working. Display flex, HTML, comma, hyphen body, height 100%. And then what is the one that allows me to align items center and justify content center, right? That'll just be a real nice way to get that thing centered right in the middle of the screen. What do you say we bump the font size up to? And we need to change that font family to Helvetica or something, you know. Okay, that looks pretty nice. Last thing I want to do is text align center so that it looks nice in here. Hey, that looks nice. Okay. Cool. So the only other thing that we need to do is to get these colors on screen. And what I'm thinking is, what do you say we start here, and we'll just do the same sort of thing. Oh wait, this should be complement singular. Let's go back and change that, just so we're a little bit more consistent, because there's really only one complement. This one, we'll go ahead and do colors.sample. No errors yet, but we do want to print this out here. So let's try that. Percent equals color. Okay. But then the last thing that I want to do is I want to try printing this out. And I feel like we could just do it in layout. So let me try that. If I do @color here, will that work? Well, that's awesome, because now it's telling me I can do this. Background, color. Hey, that's pretty cool. All right, that's that whole exercise. Yeah.
You couldn't stick your color in the CSS, could you?
No, why is that? Why can't I?
Because that's static.
You can't call
Yeah,
it.
public folder is static. It does not get processed by Sinatra. Yeah. Any other questions about that activity?
Could you just hop back to your APP or the RV?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll see the color.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I thought it was pretty cool too.
Yes, yes.
How long did that take? 9 minutes?
Not even.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's all there is to it. I'd be happy to do that again. I could like leave or go off of this and then record it.